and this is a fantastic, but if you have the right goal, which is to inspire other people, to help them build a better life, better finances, get what they want, and I'm telling you, this thing is going to blow up. So I think people are in for a treat, and I think this is going to be fantastic. There, I said it live. This is going to be great, and I'm very happy for you, and I hope.
Welcome to the Stellar Talk Show. It's your platform powered by Experts Insights. We're here to explore the questions and topics that matters most to you, whether it's achieving home ownership, investing, or elevating your lifestyle. Let us know what you want to hear, and we'll bring industry experts to dive deep and provide the answers you deserve. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to share this podcast with anyone who could benefit from these valuable insights. Let's dive in and elevate together. Hi, and welcome to Stellar Talk Show. It's your platform powered by Experts Insights. Today, I have a very special guest with me, my coach and my dear friend, Chris Chopite. He's been featured on HGTV as the real estate listing superstar and also the proud author of the #1 top-selling real estate book, The Real Top Producer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Stella. What a pleasure to be here.
Amazing.
What a pleasure to see you grow and have your own show. And it's such an honor to be here with you today. So thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your journey so far.
Well, which journey do you want? You want the coaching journey, or do you want the real estate salesperson journey?
Let's start from the beginning.
Okay. Well, in the beginning, I went to school for architecture. And as a young boy, like driving, I would see bridges, just regular bridges, and I would ask myself, like, I wonder how they design that and how they build it. So that got me very, very interested in design and understanding how things are, like, how are ideas built, right? That didn't just show up. That bridge didn't just show up.
Yeah.
Somebody had a creativity process that said, you know what, this bridge, So anyway, that started it there. I went to school for architecture, graduated, worked for an architecture and engineering firm. But to be honest, I was falling asleep at the desk designing. I realized that, like, sitting down and actually working and being sitting down working on a computer for 8 hours straight was not something that was
what
going to do.
Of.
No,
yeah,
it just wasn't. Now that you know me, you're probably nah, I don't see that.
With all the energy you carry.
I didn't feel like it was the best use of my whatever my ability was.
Yeah.
So from there, I went and got into building inspections.
Wow.
I did building inspections for another 2.5 years, and then I realized this is not it either. Like, there's not enough a connection with humans. It's just go look at the building. In that case, I worked for the building science department of a company, and in that company, I inspected the building envelope. Okay. So air vapor barrier, the tightness of the closing around all openings, sprayed polyurethane foam that it was applied with the right distance and with the right thickness and all that stuff. So anyway, that wasn't for me. So one day I was on a trip to Myrtle Beach with my family, and I read a book. I didn't read it. I listened to a book by Jim Collins called From Good to Great.
Okay.
Have you heard of the book?
No, not really.
Really good book. I'll send it to you after. Okay. So, and then in that book, he talks about something called the hedgehog concept. So something that you could be the best in the world at, something that drives your economic engine, which means something that can support whatever lifestyle you want, and something that you're passionate about. And I thought, I'm passionate about people, helping people. I'm pretty sure I could be the best in the world at in sales and, like, helping people with sales. And I have a technical understanding of construction, homes, how to design homes, and that type of stuff. So I said, you know what, I'm going to give my shot at this real estate thing. And coming back, I was like, babe, I'm going to do it. And then, that's all. Then I got into real estate sales. After that, I got into through the KW world here at Legacies. I got an opportunity to start my coaching career.
Yes.
After that, I've coached over 100 agents. That's where I met this incredible person that I have in front of me today. And it's just been so moving for me now. It's been very inspirational to just watch the growth of the people that I've had the pleasure of just guiding and coaching, and it's just so cool.
It's inspiring.
And I can't let it go.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in it,
now
that I'm in it, I'm like, I want to see more of people like yourself that I can impact and they can have incredible growth and just their trajectory. Like I always tell you, your trajectory is unstoppable. Like, I mean, I just see you going to new heights. So, and that's where I am today. Yeah, I mean, I wrote a book.
Yeah.
Yes, I was on HGTV. This is true. That was a cool experience, and that's it.
Amazing.
I'm a family man.
Yes.
Four kids. That's the story.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
You inspire me every time that I talk to you, the energy that you carry, Chris. And when you come for these meetings and also for the big events that we host, and then you take the lead and, the energy that you bring to that team, no matter if you're looking at 10 people or 100,000 people, the energy is contagious. So I really appreciate that, and I look up to you when it comes to that. So thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah. My pleasure.
So I'll tell you a little bit about why we are doing this podcast. So the Stellar Talk Show was something that was in back of my head for about a year right now. I've been talking to a few people as to how I should be bringing this up to a proper platform for people to benefit from. So since the start of my career, like I've spoken to hundreds and thousands of people, and what I find is a lot of people don't know how to improve the lifestyle that they want to have, or like how to get that dream home. Not only the home or the real estate aspect of it, even the financial growth,
life in general.
Exactly. So like educating them and giving them the information from experts in certain fields will give them and inspire them to learn more, reach out to the experts to get that knowledge and improve in their financial lifestyle and elevate themselves. So that's the goal of this show.
Wow.
So tell me, what do you think about it?
I think that's phenomenal, and it's needed. There's a lot of people that they want more out of life, and they just don't know where to knock. They don't know who to ask.
Exactly.
Right? So I think you cover at least you bridge that gap of people that could potentially say, wait a second, I was always thinking about reaching out to that person, and knowing that they can reach out to these people is going to be very important, right?
Yes.
Love the idea. Can I give a suggestion?
Of course. Yeah.
And I'm gonna put you on the hot seat right now.
Oh my God. Okay, here we go.
Stay consistent.
Of course.
Don't stop. Just keep doing it, because I think the level of trust that people are going to gain from the show is dependent on how you show up consistently.
Yes.
To your point, I show up on energy, and I know that I have a mandate to show up high energy, because that's what people expect now from me.
Yes,
right?
That's true.
So and this is a fantastic, but a lot of people start the podcasts and shows and this and that, and then it ends because they don't get certain results. But if you have the right goal, which is to inspire other people, to help them build a better life, better finances, get what they want, stay consistent with it, do less, but do it consistently. And I'm telling you, this thing is going to blow up, because already the idea is good. Your presence is fantastic. The way that you show up, that. I don't even have to tell you this, right? I admire the way that you show up. Consistency is going to be critical, and but I believe in anything that you do. So I know this thing's going to be, because you've shown it. You've shown every time that you do something, your commitment is impressive in anything that you do. So I think people are in for a treat, and I think this is going to be fantastic. There, I said it live. This is going to be great, and I'm very happy for you. And I hope that I come back maybe once a year,
of course,
and share insights and chat and talk about. Remember the first time that we did it? Now what happened since? And really can reconnect again. This is great, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Chris. So I want to also highlight that we already have a line of experts who are scheduled to come on the show.
That's amazing.
So we have the founder and managing partner of Property Law, Joseph Berjaski, joining us to discuss some interesting subjects.
That's amazing.
And we also have, if you're looking at foreign investment, we have Andres Ramirez joining us from StellarProperties.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, and many more specialized guests coming on this platform to talk to you about the things that you should know to grow your wealth.
Incredible.
Right?
Incredible.
So if you have any questions that that's been bugging behind your head, or those gray areas that you want to cover and hear it from the industry experts to clarify those questions, bring them up to us. That's the main goal. You ask the questions and we bring the experts on this stage to answer them for you. And I have to tell you, I wouldn't be sitting here with you today if you haven't given me that extra push, Chris, as a coach. If you could remember. Do you remember the first time you put me in front of a camera?
I remember it clearly. I still have it on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it clearly. And you were like, no. And I'm like, yes, right now, yes.
Yeah. And I never looked back.
No, you didn't. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's so amazing to be part of that growth.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, no, it's just that, every time that you have self-doubts, right? Like, that's the biggest thing. When you come to a position like this in your life, as a realtor, as someone who wants to inspire other people, elevate their lives, you need to be able to, build your confidence to speak what you want to tell them, right? That confidence was a real challenge for me. And you have inspired me to break those barriers and to be the person I am today. So I really appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's been amazing, your growth. It's been phenomenal. I do remember clearly, you were just a ball of opportunity. Just you had so much there, and I just needed to crack that shell.
Exactly.
And just like get out of there, stop it, get out of there. And man, did you ever, right? And now, your wings are spread and you're doing incredible things, right?
Yeah, no,
and
of course,
and
with
now
your
you
blessings.
you can voice what you want now, right? When we chat, you're like, Chris, I want to do this, that, and it's funny. You get me going onto your vision. I'm messaging you in vacation, and I'm telling you, I got a great idea. I think you should do this, and you're like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's talk about it. So like you're inspiring people to help you accomplish the visions that you want. But not because you're telling me to, but because I want to help. People want to help you, right? They just see what you bring. You talk about my energy. You show up, man.
Yeah.
You show
That's
up. Your
important.
Clients, the people that now you're serving, your new audience that you're building, and things like that. I mean, they're lucky to have you, and this is fantastic. Keep it up. Yeah.
Of course. Thank you so much, Chris. It's been a great pleasure. I want to talk about your book, The Realtor Producer.
Yeah, you can do that.
So tell me a little bit about that. How did you get the inspiration to do that?
So the book, look, for a very long time, I wanted to write a book in the sense that I knew I wanted to write a book, like just generically.
Yeah.
With my newfound love for coaching, training, consulting, I said, look, I need something that people that I can take my lessons, some of my stories, and condense them into one piece of literature that I can say, hey, listen, if you want to be inspired as a real estate professional, start here.
Yes.
Because I can't be everywhere.
I know.
So I thought, okay, what can I have that I can, I can just give a piece of me to as many people as possible, at least start them and inspire them into a better life. Maybe I'll never talk to them again. That's okay.
Yeah.
But maybe inspire them into a better life, better decisions, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So I started writing 2 years ago, and it was hard. It was hard because through that time, I was working, coaching, building a team. My wife had gone through some medical challenges.
Yes.
And it was just a lot, So staying on top of it, writing these lessons and staying inspired was a challenge, but it was a goal.
Yeah, you never stopped.
And I was gonna do it, man. Listen, it didn't matter what life threw at me. I was gonna finish that stinking book, man. Like, it was like, I'm doing it. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care who I have to run over. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna do it because I set my mind to it. Anyway, throughout that, my wife gave me a lot of support in the sense that I needed 2 times away for me to continue writing. So I took what they call a writer's retreat.
Yeah.
2 writer's retreat, and I just got lost in a cabin 2 times.
Yeah.
And I wrote, and I stayed locked up in probably no bigger than this. In fact, yeah, it's about this size. It was maybe like, 15 by 15 cabin. I didn't leave for 5 days straight.
Wow.
Right? All I did was give myself the ability to continue to get creative and to continue to write.
Yes.
That's how that book came to be. Cool. So did that, but what I didn't know is that what was coming next was going to be fire. it was the editing process.
Oh,
Oh my God, what a mess.
yeah.
Because I wrote the same ideas twice, and I was in some cases I spoke about something, but then I contradicted myself, and and I'm like, oh, don't do this, and I'm like, no, this is more true. What the hell was I thinking here? Like,
Yeah.
I'm human, and it's just a human brain, you know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I'm writing, thinking, oh, that's a great idea, and then I'm like, oh my God, I can't. That doesn't work. And then I had to analyze things deeper, and the editing process was
Yeah.
it was tough.
It was, yeah.
We got through it. My editor, my publisher, we got through it. And then we set a launch date. And we're like, hey, this is the date.
You're going to do it.
So buckle down and get it done. And then, ensuring that the quotes were right, and making sure that the chapters were correct, and looking for errors, and making sure that all the graphics that I designed, that I worked with the marketing team, with Incasa Marketing, and build all that up. It was a challenge, but you know what? I can sit here today, Stella, and I can tell you it was worth. Oh man, it was
completely worth it. This is what inspires me, Chris, when I look at you. Like, no matter what life was throwing at you, like you mentioned, a lot of things happened within that 2 years. You didn't stop.
No, I couldn't.
Yeah, you didn't stop.
I set my mind to it, and
yeah,
I wasn't gonna stop.
And now it's the number one.
It's the number one bestseller. Yeah. In the category of real estate sales.
Yeah.
Not like in all of Amazon.
Still.
But thank you. Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, for me to go out and say that's my coach. Yeah, that's I'm very proud of that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thank you for doing that. And also, like, for anybody who's out there looking for that, person to hold your hand and get you through to that number one tier of real estate, you definitely need to reach out to Chris Chopite. Read his book. It inspires you. And also, like, if you come to one of his sessions in person, you feel the energy that I'm talking about. That itself is enough to get you to where you want to be.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. And Chris, tell me a little bit. I know that you have seen a lot of industry leaders in this business, right? And also you have seen a lot of people in general, like who wants to achieve their goals in, whatever they want to do in life, like upsizing, downsizing, investing. Look, and you're also the co-founder of One Investors Club, right? So tell me a little bit about, some success stories, what you have seen, some must-dos and should not do kind of stuff that you like to share.
Look, the first chapter of RTP, I'm telling you that it's a foundational piece for anything that anyone wants to do in life. Okay? The reason I say this is because it talks about, I'm going to go back, it talks about courage and sacrifice.
Yes.
And past that, it talks about mastering your time. Okay? So what I found is that the people that are willing to take some risks, okay, and that are not necessarily concerned about the current pain that they're going through, but they see and they can forecast where they're going, and that naturally, in order to get to where they're going, they're going to have to go through a little bit of pain and some turmoil and failing forward and all that stuff. I found that the people that accept that the pain is part of the process, that goes for investing. Successful people that have made, millions and millions of dollars that I've met, they're all willing to go through the painful process of failing forward.
Yeah.
Cliche, I get it. Everyone talks about that. But it's like in sales too. We can say that, hey, the way to a yes is by 50 no's, right?
Yes, that's true.
Right? Like, I mean, you're an expert in that field now. Now, you're going to hammer the phones, you're going to make your phone calls, you're going to have your conversations, and you're not going to get yes. You're going to get a lot of no's.
Yes.
Not yet. Not yet. No, go beep yourself. All that stuff that happens, right? I bleeped it out for you, okay? There, you don't have to edit it. You don't have to edit it. So all that stuff that happens, right? That is part of what's going to get you to a yes. That is part of what's going to get you to that commission. That is part of what's going to get you to help that family. That is part of what's going to get you to have that investment property.
That's true.
Because you're going to have to face some sort of turmoil. And if you're like shaking, quivering because that's going to happen, you're never going to take the first step, right? You have to almost take the first step knowing that there's a massive challenge coming, you're going to fall flat on your face and you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Going back to the book, I knew for sure that it was not going to be easy.
Yeah.
And that I was going to get beat with challenges. And in my mind, I'm like, bring him on. So the person that says bring him on to every challenge, to every financial difficulty, to every to every time that you trust somebody and they let you down, and you fall flat on your face and you're like, I thought you had my back. And then all those are opportunities where you can look back and say, yeah, I expected that. Well, I learned. And that's not going to stop me.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep moving.
Exactly.
You know?
That's the mentality.
But it's that.
Yeah.
It's that. Without that, Stella, everything else is easy. Spreadsheets, cap rates, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. Do you have money? Do you not have money? Like, I mean, that's the easy part. You go speak to mortgage broker, whatever, you get a couple of people. Do you have money? Do you have money? Do you have money? You have money? Let's go, let's do it together. Yeah, you don't have money? Okay, great. When you have money, let me know, we'll do something. Like, the rest is easy. The challenging part is knowing that after you get all that, you're gonna have your challenges. And no matter how much coaching and this and that you get, you're still gonna, here, let me prove it. Just because I coached you, did that guarantee you that you were gonna have a clear path to your goals?
It gave me the vision, but I have to put it to play.
Yeah, for sure. But just because I'm there, does that mean that no one's gonna get in your way?
Oh no,
absolutely not.
There were a lot of obstacles.
Of course.
Yes.
Right? But yes, having a coach, knowing that there's an obstacle, okay, I got something coming up, I can see it. How do I handle that piece?
Yes.
Okay, I've seen that before. Okay, that's a log. So you have two options. You can push it out of the way, but you're not gonna be able to. What type of car do you drive? Okay, good. You have a chain? Good. Wrap some chain around that, reverse it, get it out of the way, and that, you see, like, that's the thing, right? Is that we see it, right? And we're like, okay, I've seen that before. I know how we can get past that, right? But it doesn't mean that those things are not going to show up, Stella.
That's true.
They're going to show up all the time, right?
Exactly. It's the mindset and how you handle it.
That's what it is.
So I just want to touch on that. So even when I started my journey, like, health-wise, family-wise, there has been a lot of obstacles. And I've been true to my calendar. I've been true to my my tracker, my
tracker is key to the activities.
Yeah, of course. But however, some days you just can't. You have to bend. But the moment that you have the time to actually jump back, you need to recap everything that you miss. So that's very important, because if you don't recap what you miss, you're gonna have that gap, and that gap is gonna continue to be there, and you're not gonna fill it out if you don't recap it, right?
Good point.
So most definitely, like, what you said was really like true and inspiring, because a lot of people, when they have that gap or when they have that day that's not as sunny as it should be, they always say, yeah, I'll do it later. Like, maybe not for me. So just not giving up on yourself and being there, that's the ultimate thing that's going to get you to where you want to be.
So consistency and staying true to your activities ultimately is what is, and to summarize it, or just to maybe, rephrase it. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's those days that you know that you have to have 50 conversations that day in order to stay true to your weekly goals, and like you fall off on the Monday because your kid is sick. Like, I mean, you got to attend to that, of course. But what you're saying is that now you're going to take those 50. Let's do some basic math here. So if it's 50 a day conversation that you need to have, that's what, 250 a week, right? 250 a week. So you fall off for one day. That means that you have now 250 divided by what?
4.
Right. Or the other option is you add days. Right?
Exactly.
So now you're like, okay, well, I'm committed to my goals. I'm committed to what I'm going to do. So now what I'm going to do, no problem. Okay, I'm going to stay home. I got it, honey. I'm going to take care of the kids. But I need that Saturday now. I need that Saturday to stay true to the week.
Exactly.
Right? So those goals can also get transferred. This is very specific to real estate sales. I get it. But those goals can be transferred to investments.
Yes, yeah.
Let me give you an example. You have a goal to get an investment property this year. And you're short $100,000. What do? Do you say, I'm gonna push it another year because I'm not there yet? Or do you say, I'm gonna bring in an investor at $100,000, I'm gonna give them 20%, 10% of the return, whatever, and you figure out a way to stay to your goal, because your goal wasn't to generate, let's just say that this is true, but your goal wasn't to generate $2,000 a month. Your goal was to get the investment property that year. So do you find a way to do it that year and get the investment property, or do you push it? That's another critical And again, it's a mindset thing where under no circumstance are you not going to get that investment property this year. It doesn't matter what life throws at you, you're going to get the stinking investment property. On the other hand, on the flip side, if someone says, my goal is to have $2,000 of cash flow this year per month, I don't know, from investments, and you have an opportunity to get a property that is cash flowing $3,000 or not even $2,500, but you're $40,000 short and you're like, oh man, what do I do?
Yeah.
So one of the options can be, well, hold on. I said that my goal was to cash flow $2,000 a month. I have an extra, that's at $2,500, right? I have an extra $500. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sell that $500 to someone for that $40,000 equity. So I accomplished what I said I accomplished. Yes, I tweaked the goals. I figured out, I maneuvered, right? And I'm like, hey, listen, I go to somebody, I go, Stella, I have a property that's cash flowing $2,500. I'm in for all of it. I'm short $40,000. Can I get you $40,000? It's going to cash flow $2,500. I'll give you $500 a month for your cash flow. And then in 5 years, we can refinance. I'll pull that $40,000 back and I'll give it back to you. But you're going to cash flow $500 for 60 months.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, let me think. But great, you won. But guess what? I accomplished the goal that I set out. So it's that mindset. So when I talk about mindset, it's kind of like, under no circumstances am I not going to accomplish X.
Exactly.
I believe that's the critical part, and what all top producers, what all millionaires, people that are successful, they set out a target and they're gonna hit it, man. Yeah.
So these are the things that you don't hear every day, Chris. Like in general in life, like to hear these things, you need to actually find that person to tell you these things. I'm glad I did find you, right? But not everybody is going to. It's not going to happen for everybody, in other words, right?
I mean,
so that's why this platform is going to be very important to you.
Be here, but I think it's going to be great to gather this information and then just share it out to the world. This is incredible. So like we're going to have like top tier, like, top producers coming in, like industry leaders coming in, sharing their success stories, their intelligence behind their careers and their journey as financial leaders, right? So like these are the people that you want to hear from, as to see like what you need to do. Maybe sometimes you're capable of achieving something right now, but you're not aware about your potential. What are the options?
Exactly. So it's always good to know a little bit from a talk show like this, and then have that personal conversation one-on-one and break down the numbers and say, hey, is this something that is, I can do right now? Or if not, what my goal is going to be. Can I do this in 5 years, 3 years? Or okay, maybe in the next 10 months. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So definitely. So thank you very much for sharing that insights with me. Appreciate that. So in one investors club that, that happens every month. Every month.
Yeah, we do the meetups every month.
So tell me a little bit about what you discuss, like, what are the goals there?
The primary goal of VIC, the Vaughn Investors Club, is to create a hub where people can come and get educated. That's the primary thing.
Yes.
For realtors, for end users, for investors, for all types of people. Just a place, we are so proud of that we've built, because it's in person. A lot of things are not in person. Well, it's started to get back. It started to get back to in person. The whole COVID thing is pretty much almost over. So we do it in person. We have a location where we meet, and it's impressive because we bring in people that are doing the stuff.
Yes.
So, for example, people that are experts in stock market trading, stock options, experts in property management, experts in how to use life insurance to build wealth, experts in how to run an Airbnb business. And the list goes on, right? So we bring in experts in these topics. In some cases, they've flown in from different parts of the country to come and be part of this thing. And it's just amazing for me. I'm not the expert in these things. I learn, of course.
Yes.
Even though I'm the host and I'm the co-founder of it. Like, I sit back and I'm like in awe sometimes of the things that it's really cool.
That's really great.
So I learn a lot, but more importantly, when I look around and people are like this and they're asking questions and they're engaging, that is gold to me, because I'm like, okay, people are growing here. It's happening. And it just goes back to this whole trainer, consultant, coach thing that I have that I can't get rid of now. When I see people growing and I look and I'm like, yes, and I just enjoy that so much. There's been I can't say millions, but there's been tens of thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds, made within the network by people interacting and networking with each other.
Yes.
It's not even like Vic. No, I'm talking about people come, they meet, and they collaborate. They do joint venture partnerships and all types of stuff, and that is incredible for us. People come back and they're like, hey, where did you meet? We met here. We bought a house. We bought a property together, an investment property. Like that stuff is happening in front of our eyes, and we love it. So
that's great.
Yeah, we felt that there was a gap here in Vaughan. Like there's not like a premier place that people can come and get educated on how to invest and how to build wealth. The motto of the company is build wealth, live life.
Yes.
So yes, build wealth, but then how do you live a better life? How do you improve your life? So yes, build wealth, live life. So
that's true. When you build wealth, you need to make sure how to use that wealth to create a better life.
Absolutely.
Right? You need to make your money work for you.
100%.
So that's definitely a great goal to have. So I'm very glad to hear that Vaughan Investors Club is doing that, and maybe one day we can have it on our podcast as well.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
So it'll be amazing.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, to have it on
air it live while it's on.
Yes.
Oh my God, that'd be a very good idea.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's coordinate that one day.
Yeah,
because I know Martin Kill will be there.
Oh yeah.
Sandy Mackey will be there. So those are
Sandy,
great people.
Martin, but yes, us, but also and in fact, you should have Martin.
Of course, he's on the list.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is a wealth of knowledge there, right? So you should have Martin, and he is. We co-founded it. Sandy, Martin, and myself. Martin is he's the one that's driving this thing home. I just support him. He's the king with this stuff, with investments and stuff like that. Like the guy knows this stuff, and it's amazing because he's very supportive of the agents in the brokerage as well.
He's amazing.
He's very helpful. He will bend over backwards to work with anybody. So it's a really cool tool. In fact, agents, I believe, should be using the VIC platform and utilizing Martin as a resource to better provide services, to provide better services to their clients. I truly believe that he can be a good asset for everyone in this brokerage. And maybe out there, any agents or realtors that want to learn more of how to work with investment clients, this guy has a course, and I mean, it's really impressive what he's been able to build. I say him because I'll be honest, I like to give credit where credit is due. I have nothing to do with the building of the interior elements of VIC. We co-founded it together. The vision, yes, I'm part of the vision, and marketing in and talking about it and hosting the events. But everything else, that's Martin, man. He's the king.
Yeah, of course. So he's actually coming up in one of our episodes in the near future. He's great. I connected with him. I've known him with the brokerage, but I've connected with him really close at the family reunion we had in Vegas.
That's right.
So we had a very deep conversation. I'm like, wow, he's very friendly.
Wealth of knowledge.
And he has a wealth of knowledge, exactly. And it'll be very valuable to share that on this platform. You
guys can't miss that one. That one's going to be.
Of course. I want to ask you, Chris, for anybody who's out there self-doubting themselves, no matter where they're at their life at this time. It can be wealth building, just battling their everyday life battles, or someone who's trying to achieve their dream home, or they're already there, but they're trying to establish the wealth and build more on that. What is something that you have to say to them?
I would tell those people to write it down.
Break it down.
Yeah,
write
it down, and just break down that vision. Write it down. If it's in your mind, it's a good place for it to live. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, if it's in your mind, it's really good. But if you write it down and you see it all the time, I have a big presentation board in my living room.
In your living room?
In my living room.
Wow.
It's I got it from Bell Canada's corporate headquarters.
Wow.
It's 5 feet long, and if you open up both sides, it's about a 10-foot long board in my living room.
Oh wow.
My kids come down, no joke, my kids come down, they're playing around me, and I'm looking at the board, and I'm drafting things out, thinking about where I want my businesses to go. And if I'm on the phone or if I'm on a coaching call, I open up the board and I make notes on the board, and then I recap what I said, so anyway, I just think that write it down, really, put it somewhere on paper. That is where everything is going to begin. Think about it. If you don't believe me, okay, let's say that Chris is a bunch of BS. Okay. what are some of the most ancient books that you can think of? I mean, whatever religion you want to talk about, the Quran, the Bible, the this, the that, the Torah, you name it.
Yeah.
All the ancient, all the manifestations and the stories, everything started with people writing things down. It started with write it down. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why, the most important documents and things they go from your brain as a thought and then zoom into, and once it's on a piece of paper or once it's written somewhere where it's a vision, first it's a vision and then it's projected and then it's written down. Now you can see it. It's easier to act on it. Once you act on it, then you get, right? So I call it tag. That's call it true. You think it, then you act it, and then you get it, right?
Oh,
that's what I call
tag.
it. Okay. I call it tag, right? So you have to tag your visions, you have to tag your thoughts, you have to tag your dreams. You have to think them, you have to act them, you have to get them, right? In between the T and the A, it's good to, once you think it, to put it down on paper. And that's the tip that I'm giving everyone. That's the hint. That is a massive hack.
It is.
Outside of the board that I have, I have a book where I put the 4 major goals that I want to accomplish every month. It's on my nightstand, my night table. Okay. And I read those, and sometimes I don't accomplish them. I scratch them out, and then I decide if I need to move them over into the next month. Just 4 things. That's it. So simplify it. Write them down, and if it's one thing, forget about simplifying. One thing, write down your vision. Write it down. In RTP, I talk about building your 135, which is your 1 year, 3 year, and 5 year plan. Writing it out, paragraph format. I will be doing this, that. I will be driving da da da. I will be da 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 da. Like writing down those goals, rereading them, reminding yourself, this is what I'm gonna do. I kept telling myself, I'm gonna write a book. 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 And I think I wrote a book. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So I think write it down. Yes. That's the one thing that I can tell you. And again, maybe you've heard it before. But I don't know, maybe this time with the perspective of understanding that all major documents, all critical pieces of human information is written down. For goodness sake. Yeah. I mean, history has shown that is the way that we manifest things, and that we kind of like solidify information. It's when it's written down. What the hell makes us so different? Write it down.
That's true.
Write it down, and then it'll get to where it needs to go. Same reason why I tell you, track your numbers. You can see what's going on, so write it down.
Yeah, no, that's...
Whatever you're thinking, whatever you want, write it down.
That's amazing. Thank you very much for sharing that. That's exactly what you told me in the beginning too. Like, I know, Stella, you have a lot going on here. Write it down. Yeah. Break it down. Write down your plan. Set goals. Yeah. And work till you get those goals done.
And enjoy that process. Be the designer of your life. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Take control. Hold the pen. They say in bold, who's holding the pen? Hold the damn pen. And write, manifest your life.
You need to write. When you hold the pen, you're actually writing your own story. Yeah. Yeah. So when you hold the pen, hold it with confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, well said.
That's very important. Yeah. I have to say, like, when you were saying that, I was thinking in the back of my head, like one of my uncles, my dad, my dad's brother. So he has been an inspiration for me. I have to share this with you. So my grandma had 12 sons. Wow. So she raised 12 sons on her own. There has been struggles, right? So my uncle, he tells me when he was small and he sees, like, those old Mercedes-Benz, like when those cars, right, like in Sri Lanka, he looks at them and he say, oh, I want to own one of them. One day I will own it. Like I don't want to, but I will own it one day. Oh, wow. Today, like when the Mercedes-Benz launch a new model, it gets shipped to his house. Wow. Yeah, so he manifested it and he worked really hard for it. He didn't stop, like even today, now he's giving back to the people in the country. So when you told me that I want to drive that car, it just came to my mind, oh my God. And that's the story that he shared with us when I was small, that actually inspired me, saying no matter what life is going to throw at me, I'm going to strive to be the best person that I want to be. So, and it was not an easy job. It was definitely not easy. A lot of obstacles, a lot of lessons learned.
And you got a lot more to go.
Yeah, got a lot more to go.
There's more coming. There's more coming. Yeah.
And I'm glad that I'm sharing his story here with today because, after my dad, he's been my role model.
he may not know this. But he may
You
not
gotta send him this after and be like, P.S. I think I have something to share. Listen to this. That's super cool.
It's pretty cool, like how you said, like, you need to break it down. And he did, like, I don't know if he wrote it down. I haven't really seen how he do it, but I've seen him in action. Like,
I bet you he's written it down. I am willing to bet that he's written it down somewhere. You don't know where it is. It could be at work on a drawer. But I'm telling you, there's a common denominator with all successful people in writing things down. I have another, a mentor of mine, multimillionaire, and same thing. He has a thing in the side of his. He gets up, like if he has an idea, he gets up and he needs something to write it quickly. So he pulls out the and he writes it down, and then he puts it back down, and he goes back to sleep. Like, it's that type of stuff that it's all like, it's writing things down. It's so critical. It's so critical. And it's so trivial, right? Like, man, writing things down. Like, who cares, man? I wrote things down when I was in grade 1.
You got it.
No, man. It's a foundational piece. I'm telling you. If it doesn't go from your head to a piece of paper where now you can see it for real, and not only like thinking it is important, but that thinking to acting, it's very important that it goes from your brain to a physical piece of something that you can refer back to and be like, I remember now. Because guess what? What happens with our minds is that it gets clouded. Our dreams get clouded with our day-to-day. Okay, so we have a dream. It's like, and we're excited, right? But then the phone rings and it's like, hey, what are we eating for breakfast today? There's no groceries and now your brain, those dreams, they're erased. Back of mind now. Now top of mind is, I gotta feed my family. Oh my God. I gotta go make food. I gotta go grocery shopping. And then something else. And then, hey, you didn't pay your phone bill. Oh, I paid the phone bill. Oh my God. And then, hey, I wanted to show a property. Did you book it? Oh my God. And then that's life. That is real life. In the flesh, that's what's happening, right? And then we forget that we have a dream. We forget that we have a purpose. We forget, but you won't forget if you're like, life, bum, 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 bum. And then you look at the wall and you're like, let me get that done because I got bigger fish to fry. I'm coming for you. You see why it's important to write things down and put them visually so where you put in a place that you can see them. Anyway, I think you get the point.
No, I do. I do like it, absolutely. So I have a whiteboard in my office at home. So one of the top things I've written there is, if there's a will, there's a way. So every time that I feel like, okay, no, I have hit the last end of it, like I don't know, I'm self-doubting now, I always read that and say, oh no, there is a way. I need to just find that way.
100%.
It's not going to be easy, but I will definitely find that way, and I have to go through it and make my dreams come true.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? In the book launch, I said that every challenge that was thrown at me, I was like, I looked up and I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. Talk to the big guy. I said, I see what you're doing. You're asking me through challenges if I really want this. I see what you're doing. And I'm going to show you that I want it and I'm going to get it. And no matter what you throw down at me, keep coming. Because I'm your biggest warrior. Keep throwing stuff at me, man, until the last breath that I take. I'm fight back. I'm going to fight back at everything that's thrown at me. These are the self-conversations that we need to have to empower ourselves to know that, you know what? I'm going to battle for my dreams. I'm going to battle for what I want, right? So throughout the book process, I have to tell myself that a lot. I'm like,
not
sorry,
not today.
You're gonna have to throw something else at me because that one, that's not gonna stop.
That's true. That's true.
It's these conversations that you need to. It sounds psychotic, right? Because I mean, Chris, you talk to yourself, and I talk to the big guy.
No, you got it. Everybody have to. You have to have that self-conversation. And if you need a mental health break day, like go ahead and take it. That's
100%.
And just come back and go and catch back what you lost in that day.
I'll tell you something that nobody knows. I'm a big fan of naps. Okay? Don't tell anybody though. This is a secret. I'm saying it here for the first time. I'm a big fan of naps. And somehow it works for me. So if I'm feeling overwhelmed, if I'm having a big challenging moment, my wife knows. Like, I'm gonna go to the couch and I'm gonna sit there like I'm King Tut in the tomb. Like, and I put my and I just sleep for like 35, 40 minutes and I get back up and I'm telling you, the energy level that I get back from that power nap is I feel like I just rejuvenated and I'm ready to tackle any challenge.
Yes.
And it's a thing that I don't tell people that because I'll be honest, I'm going to be vulnerable here. I feel like I don't know if it's a weakness that I have, that I feel like if I get overwhelmed, like I need to just give my brain a rest. Let me come back refreshed. It has worked wonders for me. When I had my own office, like my own office, not here. The reason I was so successful in that office is because I had a couch. And if I had a challenging conversation or whatever, I'd be like, boom, 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 lights off, everything off. I darken up the office and I go, 20 minutes, get back up, then lights on, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, next call. I would do that, right? So this is top secret. This is, nobody knows about this, okay?
No, I don't think you're the only one.
Oh, really?
My husband does it too.
See?
Yeah.
But nobody talks about it because it's taboo. It's taboo, right? It's like, oh, no.
Yeah,
who takes naps? You got to keep going. 26 hours straight, you know? A Red Bull and coffee. Like that's what we want to think. But you know, to your point, the mental health breaks, those are my mental health breaks. Like I just need to sleep.
Yeah. Now what I have to say is, like, you know, in conclusion, like, be coachable, be open-minded. You never know everything. You may not be the expert of everything. You may be expert of something, but not everything. But you do need everything in life to succeed. A little bit of everything. Succeed. So be coachable, be open-minded. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to say, oh, I don't know that. I didn't know that. I'm glad that you told me this, right? Because that opens up the avenues, new doors that you that you never know that existed for you, right? So this platform, end of day, Chris, is to open those small doors for you and show you the bigger picture of what you are capable of to bring in your life.
I love that.
So I'm so glad that you encouraged me, inspired me to do this today. And I, as you mentioned, this will never stop. This will continue. And please bring us your questions. Let us know who you want to have on this stage, and we will do our best to bring those experts here and get the questions answered. And let's all get together and elevate our lives together.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris, for coming in here today, sharing your precious time. We wish you all the best in everything that you do, and I look forward to be coachable by you every single day.
Absolutely. I'll be here for you. Thank you again.
It's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending your time with us on the Stellar Talk Show. We hope you found value in today's episode and gained insights to help elevate your lifestyle. If you enjoyed the discussion, please like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who could benefit. It means the world to us. Until our next episode, stay inspired, and I'll see you soon on our next Stellar Talk Show.